Aoi!
Hey guys, Aznbaka here, and today we do episode 4 of If My Heart Had Wings, and let's get on with the video. Now let's hear that one more time.
Aoi!
I went back to the dormitory, and someone called out to me when I was at the gate.
Aoi!
Anchan! When I saw who it was, my level of enthusiasm went up by 500%. Standing there was Anchan. I was thinking about going to see you tomorrow or something.
お前に早く会いたくて仕事抜けてきちまった。久しぶりだな、Aoi!
Anchan ruffles my hair. Hey, stop that, will ya? Completely ignoring my attempts to resist, Anchan gives me a noogie, grinding my hair round and round. I think that my hair is probably messed up pretty badly now. This is Igarashi Tatsuya, commonly known as Anchan. He's a childhood friend of Ageha and mine, and is like a real big brother to us. He's much older than us, but we used to play together a lot as kids. Ah, jeez, you're messing up my hair.
悪い。昔を思い出してついな。
You haven't changed either, Anchan. Still the same as before.
おいおい、それ褒め言葉じゃないぞ。
Oh, isn't it?
そうさ。人は一ところに停滞してちゃいけない。変わっていくもんだ。
What Anchan says is true, but personally, I'd rather him stay the way he is now. As I think about that, Anchan all of a sudden has a kind look on his face.
足、もういいのか。
Yeah, well, enough for everyday life.
そうか。大変だったな。
It's no big deal. I can have a normal life like this. On top of that, I had you there to watch me in the race where I tried the hardest.
あれはいいレースだったな。表彰台に乗ったお前、かっこよかったぞ。
I came third though. I was in the cycle racing club at my last school. During the final race of my freshman year, I managed to win third place, a spot on the podium. It was my greatest achievement. For that race, Anchan traveled a long way to come and watch me.
3位でも立派だ。
Yeah. Because of Anchan's kindness, I felt a little tearful. He sensed how I was feeling and started to mess up my hair again. This time, it wasn't so rough.
今はここの寮母をやってるんだってな。
Yeah.
飛び魚そうか。懐かしいな。
We used to play here a lot. We would come sneaking in.
ん？ああ、そうだったな。
That wasn't what Anchan was talking about just now?
ところで、あの子もここの寮生か？
Someone was hiding in the shadow of the gate. Kotori! It looked like she couldn't get past because Anchan and I were in the way. She could have just spoke to us normally, but instead, she was hiding and watching us.
こんにちは、お嬢さん。
こんにちは。
Kotori was still being cautious, but returned the greeting. Then, we got out of her way. Then she went into her composed mode and entered the dormitory.
あの子、ここの子だったのか。
You know her?
ああ、時々街で見かける。うちの工場の近くにでかい犬がいるだろ。
Pedigree? There is a big dog that goes by that name. I'm sure it was a Saint Bernard.
昨日はペディグリーの近くをうろうろしてたな。
Was she by any chance trying to stroke his head?
ああ、そんな感じだった。食い物をあげたりしてたんだが、あの犬、飼い主の餌以外食べないからな。
As I thought, that was in the things I want to do list. Stroke the head of the big dog in the neighborhood. It's really scary, but it might be unexpectedly friendly. If possible, I'd like to ride around on its back. So, she was skipping school to go and do things like that? Well, I'll forget about Kotori for now.
とにかく、おかえり、葵。
It's good to be back, Anchan. I seemed a little embarrassed as I answered and Anchan grinned at me.
困ったことがあったら遠慮なく頼れ。俺はお前らのあんちゃんなんだからな。
Parting with those words, Anchan turned to leave. Oh, that's right. Anchan! I know this is a bit soon, but I have a favor to ask. I took the parts that Amane had left with me out of my bag. Along with it was a memo with the dimensions and so on written down. I need some parts that are the same as these. Would you be able to get one? Anchan's family runs a factory. It's known as a town factory, and it seems that they manufacture special order-made parts. Anchan works there right now. If Anchan can't do it, he might be able to use his connections with other engineers to introduce me to other factories. Anchan looks at the broken parts and the memo.
ダイヤフラムか。ああ、いいぞ。
He quickly answered,
手に入ったら連絡する。
Thanks, Anchan.
いいって。
Anchan raised one hand and turned to leave. Thanks to the fact that I was able to meet Anchan, I went back to my room in a good mood. I put my hand on the saddle of the bicycle in the corner of my room. I'm proud to have been able to stand on a podium in front of a buddy like Anchan.
高そうな自転車ね。
Before I realized, Kotori was next to me. What are you doing here?
さっき一緒に入ってきたの。気づいてなかったの？
I hadn't realized. Do you want something? Without answering my question, Kotori opened a drawer in the desk.
ここね。違った。こっちかしら？
It looks like she's searching for something.
ない。おかしい。絶対持ってるはずなのに。
There was nothing that I didn't want her to see, so I was unfazed when I questioned her. What are you doing?
探し物よ。見てわかるでしょ？
I know, but shouldn't you at least get the consent of the owner of the room?
あなたこそ早く返しなさいよ。持ってるのわかってるのよ。
Got what?
だから。
Apparently, she was looking for the withdrawal notice that I had picked up before. I don't know what you're looking for, but I don't think it's in here.
言い方が怪しい。絶対持ってるに違いないんだから。
Did you say something?
別に。
It looked like her search came to a close. Kotori didn't leave the room, however, opting to keep looking around instead.
私、男の子の部屋に入るなんて初めて。結構片付いてるのね。もっとゴミ溜めみたいなのを想像してた。
I don't have a lot of stuff. Thanks to that, moving was easy. Kotori was staring straight at the bike, which had a unique presence in my room.
あなた、足どうかしたの？
I panicked at being asked so frankly. It's no big deal. Looks like she was listening to my conversation with Anchan. I just had a bit of an injury, but look, it's fine now. I lightly swing my leg to show her.
転校してきたのは、その怪我のせいなの？
It's fine, really. Why do you ask?
別になんとなく。
There's no need for you to worry about it.
誰が心配なんてしたのよ。してません。1ミリたりともしてません。 じゃあね、時間の無駄だったわ。
Kotori makes a straight face and goes back to her room. You're going again tomorrow, aren't you?
Huh?
To the garage, at lunch. I'm not going, is what it felt like she was going to say.
行くわよ。
She answered and panicked as she left my room. Looks like I should make 3 lunch boxes this time. Today didn't go well either. Today's breakfast was another dismal failure. All of the boarders showed up for breakfast, but the only one who finished her meal was Kanako. There must have been something wrong with it. All I have to do is make meals and clean. What a piece of cake. Is what I thought when I accepted the job as store mother, but my confidence is gradually fading.
何しけた面してんだよ、この裏切り者め。
What do you want? Matsuzaga, joining me on the way to school, went out of his way to come and sling verbal abuse. A few things happened at the dormitory. Dealing with girls can be tough.
そういうことなら俺に聞け。何せ俺今彼女いるもんね。
Yeah. Isn't she a freshman at Seisen Girls School? Seisen Girls High School is a school for rich girls and is famous even in this neighborhood. The uniform has a reputation for being cute, so fans come from far and wide just to take a look.
エリちゃんって言うんだけどさ、写真見る？
He looks like he's about to show me, so I go along with it. Whoa! Seriously? She's cute!
だろう？一緒にバンドやってんだ。エリちゃんがボーカルとベースで、俺がギター。
Mabo, you can play guitar?
エリちゃんのために必死に練習した。今じゃインギー並みの早弾きだってできるぜ。
Da 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 da. He goes as he shows off some great air guitar. Anyway, who the hell is Ying Wai?
お前さ、前の学校で自転車やってたんじゃねえの？
Yeah, I was. What about it?
もうやんねえわけ？でも、うちには自転車部なんてねえけど。
Yeah, I don't do it anymore. Matsutsuga's face seemed to say, it's got nothing to do with me though.
でっかい大会で表彰台に上がったんだろ？
Did you hear that from Anchan?
アゲハもホタルも今度のレースは応援にくっついてくってアンちゃんに言ってたんだぜ。まあ一応俺もだけどな。
That made me go a bit red.
あ、勘違いすんなよ。俺はお前がブサマに負けるところを見に行くつもりだったわけで、別に応援なんかするつもりなかったんだからな。
Yeah, I get it. Don't get so flustered.
アゲハのやつ悔しがってたぞ。お前のいいとこ見られなくて。お前そういうの分かってんのか？
No, I didn't know. I never thought that I would make it to the podium. Even if I knew, it was too far away for me to say, come and watch me.
なのにろくに連絡もよこさねえでよ。
Same goes for both of us. Besides, I sent you a New Year card every year, didn't I?
あんなコンビニで売ってるプリント済みのやつでか。
You did the same thing. Anyway, your New Year cards usually arrive at the end of January.
返してもらえるだけありがたいと思え、この。
おお、珍しい二人組発見。
Hi, Ageha.
はよーっす。お？どうしたのマーボー？
Matsusuga was sneakily hiding in my shadow.
別になんでもねえよ。あんま慣れ慣れしくすんなよ。エリちゃんが怒るから。
はいはい。かわいいかわいい彼女ですもんね。
Jokingly, Ageha deliberately keeps her distance from Matsusuga as she walks. Matsusuga comes up beside me and gives me a little poke in the ribs.
さっきの話、アゲハには内緒な。
What thing?
あいつがお前のレース見に行きたがってたって話。
Okay, I got it. Is this the sort of thing that needs to be kept a secret?
何男同士でベタベタしてんの？
ちげえよ、誰がこんなやつだ。ペッペ。
Ew, gross! You don't have to actually spit.
仲いいね。焼けちゃうわ。
バカアゲハ
Yeah, don't say weird things like that. Lunchtime. Today, I didn't eat my lunchbox early. As I basked in this tiny sense of achievement and got my lunchbox out, Kotori had already disappeared from the classroom. As she looked out into the hallway, she was pacing back and forth as if she was thinking, should I go forward? No. Maybe I should go back. Are you waiting for me? Letting out a cry not really befitting a pretty little girl, Kotori fanned herself with her left hand as if to calm herself down.
脅かさないでくれる？
Sorry, I only wanted to speak to you. That's all. You're going, aren't you? To the garage?
ええ、そうよ。別にあなたを待ってたわけじゃないけど。
Okay, shall we go? I push her wheelchair on the way.
勝手に押さないで。
Here, hold this, would you? I pass my bag to her.
こら、人を荷物置きみたいにするな。誰もいないみたい。
The garage was open, but there was no one there. For some reason, it felt like Amane was always here, so it was a little surprising. The air conditioning's not turned on, so it's quite humid. What should we do?
どうするって言われても。
Kotori subconsciously put her hand on her stomach. Shall we have our lunch in here? I made one for you too, Kotori. Well, I meant leftovers from breakfast. Kotori didn't come to breakfast, so she shouldn't have any way of knowing what I made.
それも寮母の仕事なの？
No, I'm just meddling. I put the 3 lunchboxes on the workbench. I went to the trouble of making one for Amane too, though. The air conditioner isn't turned on in the garage, so if I just leave it here, it'll go bad. There's a refrigerator, so I decide to put it in there. If I leave a note on the desk, she'll realize it is in there and then eat it, won't she? Could you turn on the electric fan? Kotori turns on the nearby electric fan.
エアコンは？
I can't find the remote controller. It's probably buried somewhere. We open up the lunchboxes in the area that gets the full force of the wind from the electric fan.
何これ？カレー？
This morning's breakfast was curry. You don't like it?
普通、カレーをお弁当にするかな？
You can complain after you've eaten it. Kotori has a meek look on her face as she moves the cold curry towards her mouth.
めてても美味しい。
It would be good if we had a microwave though. For a little while, the two of us quietly eat our curry. Today, there is no sheet covering the glider. I gazed at the simple, sleek shape of its body and thought it was beautiful. I imagined the aircraft cutting through the wind as it flew. When riding a bicycle, your greatest enemy is the wind.
Huh?
Kotori's face seemed to say, "What is this guy talking about all of a sudden?" But I carry on regardless. The worst thing is when you have a headwind. While it is constantly pushing you back, you have to keep pedaling. I faced the wind coming through the electric fan, set to strong, as I remember that feeling a little. The feeling of the wind gradually draining my stamina. That's why, when we ride a bicycle, we try to find ways to reduce air resistance. Not just the shape of the bike or the helmet. During the race, we cooperate with the members of other teams and form a group while riding. I thought that when riding a bike, it would be better if the wind wouldn't blow. But this thing rides the wind to fly.
ジェットエンジンもプロペラもないのにね。
If we hadn't actually seen it flying that day, even with the real thing right in front of us, we wouldn't be able to imagine it flying. Speaking of which, Kotori, how do you know so much about gliders? She didn't really know that much about them. That was the first time she had seen a real one.
別に、ちょっと、本で読んだだけ。
Somehow, it seems like it's hard for her to answer, so I decide not to question any further. Speaking of books, there's a bookshelf here, lined with many books. Looking closely, they are all related to gliders or aircraft. I pick one up and take a look inside. It's all in English. I can't read it. It's not like my grades in English are bad, but with the level of English I have from studying at school, reading academic papers is really tough. Seems like Kotori is the same.
こっちの本は写真がいっぱい載ってるわ。
There was a book that had many photos of gliders, like a catalog. There are so many different types. The shape of the wings, the size, and so on. Even with gliders, there are so many different varieties.
見てこれ。
What's happening in this picture?
山の上を飛んでる。
It looked so natural that I didn't really notice, but the glider was flying high enough that it could look down on the mountains. They can fly that high? Kotori and I, without realizing, both looked at the glider sitting over there. With its wings removed, we couldn't really grasp the full size of it, but at a glance, it didn't seem all that different compared to the glider in the photo. Amane had said that it could go above the clouds. I wonder what it feels like to fly through the sky.
きっと最高の気分よ。上昇気流に乗って飛ぶなんて、まるで鳥になったみたいじゃない。
After we finished our lunchboxes, we stayed for a little longer. We spent the time looking at books and admiring the glider. When the bell rang, it felt like the time to enjoy ourselves was over, and I felt a little sad.
何かしらこれ。
Just as we were about to go back to the classroom, Kotori noticed a photo frame on Amane's desk. I wonder what this is. The weird thing was that there was a photo frame, but no photo inside. An empty photo frame had been placed there. In her case, she probably managed to lose just the photo inside. What's up?
なんでもないわ。行きましょう。ここ暑くてたまんない。
The moment we stepped out of the sauna-like garage, the air outside felt cool. Splash, splash, splash. Whew! I'm worn out. It's easy to say clean the bathroom, but I never thought it would be such a big job. Plus, there's no air conditioning in there, so I'm sweating. The trouble is, if I don't do this every day during the summertime, then mold will start growing. It's not just about hygiene, it's kind of gross too. There's no way you can take a bath when there's mold growing in there. My cell phone rang. On the display, it showed home. Hello?
もしもし葵、私だけど。
What's up?
別に、どうしてるかと思って。どう？順調？
I can't say that it's going smoothly. I didn't think of it much when I accepted the job, but it turned out to be pretty tough.
そりゃそうよ。楽な仕事なんてないのよ。
Going to school every day and doing the work of a dorm mother is wearing me out. I realized this after only a few days. This is a lot of hard work.
でも、今はその方がいいんじゃない？
Why?
嫌なこと、思い出さずに済むじゃない。
Well, if that's what you think, don't talk about it.
それとも、ママが恋しくなった？
A mother like you? She's the kind of mother who loves teasing her son. But did she get me to do this dorm mother job because she was worried about me? I'm so busy that I don't have time to dwell on things. Speaking in the hallway, the other boarders may have been able to hear me, so I went back to my room. We continue our silly parent-child conversation. My mother is a fiercely independent person and a hard-working career woman. Many things have been happening until recently. Well, they're still going on now, and we were living separately. I'm a bit too old to be missing my mother though. It's enough for me to just speak to her from time to time.
学校の方はどうなの？
It's going fine. Ageha is there too.
あげはちゃん、綺麗になったわね。この間久しぶりに会ってびっくりしちゃった。
Me too. She's like a proper girl now.
あら、そんな風に余裕ぶっこいてられるのも今のうちよ。あげはちゃん、これからもっともっと綺麗になるわよ。愛想もいいし、気遣いもできるし、間違いなくモテるわね。
Jeez, cut it out. What are you talking about?
あらやだ、口が悪いわね。誰に似たのかしら。
Yeah, you. Would a mother usually tell her son to go chasing after girls?
それじゃ、頑張ってね。トラブルがあったらすぐ言いなさい。
Sure.
それから、もし仕事が大変だったら、寮生に負担してもらってもいいのよ。超格安物件なんだから、そのくらいしてもらわないと。
I'll think about it.
それじゃ、おやすみ、葵ちゃん。
She called me that on purpose because she knows I don't like it, and then ended the call. My father is the one who chose to call me Aoi, but it's kind of a girl's name. So I was often teased about it, and it seems she still remembers. I put down my phone and take a look at the boarding students roster. As for the boarders' jobs, Cleaning their own room is a given. Then there is cleaning the hallway and entrance, as well as the dining hall. On the other hand, my job are to prepare breakfast and dinner, clean up afterwards, clean the bathroom and the garden, and other miscellaneous chores. It is actually pretty tough. Maybe I should ask for some help. Even if I can just get them to clean the bathroom, that would be a lifesaver. Huh? Yuka? Yuka, who is in the dining hall, is a tall 4th year, and the one who has been here the longest. She seems surprised as I call out to her.
何かしら、水瀬くん。
Can I ask you a question? I lay out the roster that I was just looking at on the table where Yuka is sitting. Yuka, who said who should be used to seeing this, looks at it with curiosity. Kotori doesn't have her name on the job roster. Starting with Kanako, then Yuka, there are 4 names, but Kotori's name is not there.
だって、あの子。
Yuka looks toward the dining hall door as she speaks.
足が不自由だから。
I see, so that's why. Thank you.
いえ。 The scorching sun comes shining in. Up on the roof, with nothing to block the sunlight, it feels even more like I'm being burned. Today is hot as hell. I grumble as I wipe the sweat from my brow. It's already 7 o'clock. It's just before the peak of summer, and the sun is finally shining at full strength. Today is Saturday, so there's no school. Now is my chance to get some of the dorm mother work done. This morning, I've climbed up on the roof and I'm fixing leaks. This building is in pretty bad condition. I heard that the owner who collapsed a few days ago, and who was also the caretaker here, is an elderly woman. Because it was a girls' dormitory with no guys around, there were quite a few places that had been left damaged. This place is so old that I can't help wondering if originally it was aiming to be registered as a cultural heritage site. The owner, who is a widow, opened the manor house as a student dormitory before I was born. Which means that when we were calling this place the Witch's Mansion, students from Kefu Academy were already living here. Since then, the owner had been taking care of the boarding students like they were her own children or grandchildren. However, since the redevelopment plans were brought forward, land prices in Kazagura have been rising. The owner's sons were hoping to let go of this place, which was one of the reasons why I was brought on to take the dorm mother's job in such a hurry. It might be hard to avoid getting involved in those kinds of adult matters, so I would just quietly get on with the work that I have to do. Alright, that should do it. Finishing the repairs on to the roof, I climbed down the ladder. Okay, next is... Hat, who was pecking at the soil, had come closer to where I was going to put my feet as I climbed down. This is kind of besides the point, but ducks eat weeds and bugs, so it seems that if I just leave him to it, he will maintain the garden. However, he will also peck at the flowers and so on too, so the person doing the gardening needs to watch out for that. What's up, Hat? Where's your buddy? I have no idea what he's saying.
but he definitely looks bored. Sorry, but I've got work to do. When I get back, I'll give you a bath. The door to Kotori's room was closed. I couldn't hear any sound, and there were no signs that she was awake. Still asleep, huh? Sleepyhead. Hey, Kotori! Wake up, Ryu! Hey, Miss Allule!
うっさいわね。何事よ。
I'm going to do some shopping. Do you want to come with me?
そんな理由でアミを妨げたの？
Her face seemed to say, if this was America, and I sued you, you would lose. You're oversleeping. It's a nice sunny day, so let's go outside.
なんで私があなたの買い物に？
It's shopping for the dormitory. You eat too, don't you?
用意するからちょっとだけ待ってて。
Seeing Ageha give a great big wave, Kotori makes an annoyed face. Hey, hi, Ageha.
おっす、葵。ハバネさん、おはよう。おはよう。ちょっと、なんであの子がいるのよ。寮の買い出しって言ったじゃない。
It's fine. There's something I need help with. I had planned from the beginning to meet up with Ageha. That's because I want her as a special advisor for today's work. Right, let's go.
行こう行こう。
We arrived at the underground street of the shopping mall. There are many stylish shops in the shopping arcade, and there is also a large supermarket. I push Kotori along in her wheelchair and go around buying the food with Ageha. What do we need?
まず鶏もも肉でしょ。それからパプリカ、ピーマン、玉ねぎ。
Kotori looks like she still doesn't agree with the fact that Ageha is with us. She looks at me like she's trying to put a curse on me. Ageha came to help come up with a menu for tonight's dinner. It seems that the meals that I make don't appeal to the girls.
で、なんで私が一緒に来なきゃいけないわけ？
Because you can carry the bags? Kotori is doing a good job of carrying the green supermarket basket. Ageha and I keep slinging more and more ingredients into the basket.
パプリカパウダー、ホールトマト、生ハム、それから。掘り込むな！
I'll get some mineral water.
重い。ねえねえ、ポテチ買っていい？
No. Oh, Pokemon chips. I remember these.
ケチ。後でお金払うから一緒に入れといて。
She slings them in. Also, we'll soon be out of rice. Let's buy some while we're here. With all of the ingredients for all of the borders, before we knew it, the basket that Kotori was carrying was full.
人をカートみたいにするな！
As she complained, Kotori was very careful not to let the contents of the basket fall out. Don't drop anything.
ちくしょう。ハバネさんは欲しいものない？アイス。
Today's shopping is being paid for with the operating cost of the dormitory, so we can't really buy things we don't need. Having said that, she is helping me out. You can get Bari-Bari-kun.
もっと高級なのがいい。労働と報酬が釣り合わないわ。
have it your way. I decide to treat her to strawberry Haagen-Dazs with my own money. Is this one okay?
そうだね。
We finish at the cash register. The food cost about 50% more than usual, but tonight is a special occasion. Ah, jeez. I forgot to buy ground meat.
そんなの使わないよ。
It's for tomorrow. It's a pain to have to keep going to buy food all the time, you know? I leave them behind and go back to the store. I search for the meat in the ground meat section. If I can, I want to get one with a discount sticker. As I thought, there aren't any at this time. The cost for the boarder's food is paid on a monthly basis. The dormitory is run as kind of a hobby by the owner, so it's just a rough estimate, but there is an upper limit established as part of the rent agreement. The dormitory's meal follow the creed of as cheap as possible, as tasty as possible. I look at the packs of beef that are lined up on the shelf. 2,980 yen for 100 grams. This is a supermarket that celebrity women comes to, so sometimes the price for the ingredients are pretty steep. It's okay once in a while, so I'd like everyone to eat this kind of meat. I murmur to myself.
これでいいのかな？
A girl reaches across from the side and slings the luxury marbled 2,980 yen for 100 grams meat into her basket.
これじゃ足りないかな。ビーフカレーっていうくらいだもんね。
The girl who took the pack showed signs of hesitation, but continued to sling more and more of the luxury marbled meat into the basket. In the end, she took everything that was on the shelf.
これでよしっと。
Are you going to use luxury marble beef in a curry? Not only that, it's thin sliced.
What?
I was supposed to have said that on the inside, but because of the shock, I came right out and said it out loud.
と。
I mean, if you're making curry, they have meat for curry over there, see?
そんな大きいのカレー食べるときに見ないですよ。
Well, when you stew meat this size, it becomes more tender and much smaller. If you use that kind of thin meat, the fat will melt away and you won't have a trace of it left. In her basket was about a kilogram of marbled meat to be used in sukiyaki. Are you going to stew all of that in a curry? What a waste of good meat.
と。
As I stare at the basket, she looks at me in disbelief.
ごめんなさい！
She seemed embarrassed as she said that and moved over to the fresh fish section. Did I scare her off?
シーフードカレーっていうのもあるんだし、お魚も買った方がいいかな。
She said as I watched from a distance, her throwing sea bream, with the head and tail still on, into the basket, while I reached for a pack of the cheap pork and beef grounded meat.
美味しい。ハバネさん、ストロベリー派なんだ。私はクッキー&クリームかな。そう。美味しい？もちろん。ねえ。いやよ。まだ何も言ってないんだけど。一口だけでいいから。いやよ。スプーン一つしかないんだから。 いいじゃん、女同士なんだから。やったらやよ、ケチンボ。わかったわよ、一口だけよ。はーい、浜根さんありがとう。私のハーゲンダッチがおち
What are you doing?
ー。
I finished paying and had come back and Kotori was letting Ageha eat her ice cream. I felt like I'd seen something I wasn't supposed to see.
これは違うのよ。この子がどうしても食べたいって言うから一口だけ食べさせてあげただけで。
I see. Well, it's nice that you two are getting along.
違うったら。ストロベリーもいいな。ねえねえ、もう一口。もう終わりだって、私の分がなくなるもん。
Blushing as she spoke, Kotori continued to wolf down the Hargen Darch. Okay, let's go. Here, take the bag. Take this bag.
重いんだけど。私も手伝うよ。アイスのお礼。
I push Kotori's wheelchair, and we leave the shopping mall.
これどうやって切るの？
You know what? That's a good question. But I think I'm going to stop this episode here for If My Heart Had Wings. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And give me a thumbs up for some ice cream Hargen Darch. Aznbaka, signing out.